All right, here we go. I'm gonna set this right here so we can get a little view of it. And of course, you all know who I am, James Tatum. On YouTube, I'm known as Truth Teller 7100. Memorial Day is coming soon, in a couple of days, and we are accustomed to on Memorial Day remembering our loved ones that have passed away. Many of us go to the grave sites and etc. and so on. This Memorial Day, I'm weighed down with even more heavier of ones passing away. I don't know the right word to use, but my mind is thinking about all over here in America, all over the world, really, mostly the black countries. We as blacks are killing each other. And there are those of you, as myself, you know that this is a conspiracy that started a long time ago, the beginning of the 400 years of slavery, beginning with one of their forefathers, Willie Lynch, coming on up to J. Edward Hoover. And guess what? For those of you who just let it go in one ear and come out the other one, when we look at the biggest causes of the crime that's happening to our communities, it's drug related, unemployment, and so on, poverty. Am I making excuses? Nah. You see, you might argue with me, but you can't argue with God. God says in the book of Mark, let me get this definite so you can go to it. Mark 9:42, Matthew 18:6. Of course, it's talking about the children of Israel. Those of us who are aware enough of this book that's been written, the children of Israel are we as black people, and we know this. So it's time for you to use some common sense. It says in the book that woe unto those who cause my people to go astray, these little ones that believe in me, to stumble. He says, better that a millstone hung around your neck and you throw it into the depths of the sea. Now, there are reports of George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton Jr. being involved in heavy drug smuggling and targeting the black community to put these drugs in, as well as you target the black communities to bring in all the Mexicans to give them the job, knock us out of unemployment. So what do you think going to happen? Now, I don't know Bill Clinton and George Bush, but you know whether you was involved or not. It's all on the internet. People can Google it up. But if you were, man, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm making this video because I want you to remember me and remember all the other things that I talk about. A payback is coming. I remember Bill Clinton, when he became president, he enacted this law, three-strike law. It caused more black men to get locked up than ever in history. If you did put these drugs in our communities, my God, it's just mighty strange on the internet. It talks about all the people that disappeared and became dead, who was trying to bring charges and tell on Bill Clinton during the time he was governor. Okay. So what is my point? My point is this. Here we have Memorial Day coming up. I want you all to remember all of our young men and women and it's been in our black communities that's dead and gone because of the greed of mankind. Let me emphasize this also. Yes, Black Lives Matter. But oh yes, all lives matter to me. Let me tell you why. Because see, this race thing is so heavy, especially with us as black people, and I understand. But you know, we don't even recognize or don't even allow it to soak in our heart. Talk about Memorial Day. What about our white brother named John Brown, back in the days of slavery, who gave his life in Virginia for fighting against other white people that were slave masters? Of course, we don't realize, but there were black slave masters also. Just like we talk all about the white folks did this and that to us and brought us out of Africa. But black folks throwed us on the slave ships for them. We gonna get to a point that this is not just about racism, it's about evil against good. So I remember our white brother John Brown, who also died with his sons to fight for us to live like we live. Isn't that something? I'm going to also remember Dr. King and many others. Harriet Tubman, the struggle that she went through for us to be living like we living. Doing nothing. Black Lives Matter. I want to say this. And I say it out of love. But remember this. When Jesus comes, he going to rule with an iron rod. I watched the video when you all were chanting, kill the police. Kill the police. And I want to say this. I understand your pain. I understand your hurt. But one thing we can't do, and that's lose focus that there are officers out there, black, white, red, Chinese, whatever, that's for real, just like I am. I don't get paid to do this, to put my life on the line, but there are officers out there who really care. What would we do if we didn't have officers? You can't allow the evilness of those who have done what they've done to interrupt your wisdom and your knowledge. We've got to stand together. My GDs, my Vice Lords, Blood Crips, all of you. You got to get back to where you really came from. When we began these organizations, I came from the Black Panthers. We didn't start it like this. You got to look at your forefathers, man. Look what you're doing to each other. And I understand you've gotten caught up in many ways. Many ways. Hurt and pain, coming up, feeling like nobody loves you. But you got to remember, brother, there are some police officers out here who really do care, and they hurting and they tired of going on scene, seeing little children killed and shot. Because we, especially as black men, are so messed up in the head now. It's hard, man, to be nice when you're going through some changes like this. So rather than pointing the finger at somebody else, including me, let's start pointing the finger at ourselves. What's next, y'all? Bro, what we gonna do? I've said it. I've talked to some black leaders here in Memphis. They rejected me, and I told them what we need to do is stand up. I said this 4 or 5 years ago. Do a march on Washington because of the fact we got 11.5 million illegal immigrants here in America that's holding jobs that American people can't get. These Negroes looked at me and gave me every excuse in the world not to do this. I want to say this about Donald Trump. I don't like him worth a damn. I don't trust him. He's written in Revelation, the 6th chapter. George Bush Jr. is written, Bill Clinton is written, Obama is written, and Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump at all. I don't like the fact of what he said that back in the good old days, we would punish the protesters. I don't like the fact that you said black folks, Africans are lazy. Mister, who the hell you think built America? Who nursed your mama's babies? Huh? Who cooked your food for you? Huh? Who was the ones did all the worked out in the fields and this and that? Who did you say lazy? while your folks sit on their ass. Who did all this? If you keep pushing us like you got us today, let me give you an example. I remember Technicolor. Nothing hardly but blacks working out there. And then during the Bush's administrations and others, all of a sudden, they let our Mexican brothers and sisters over here. And I'm going to say that so you don't label me like Donald Trump. You see, they let them over here. And they counted them as they let them over here. If they didn't count them, how the hell they know how many is over here? Obama. How did y'all come up with a figure of 11.5 million illegal immigrants if all of them just jumped the fence and got over here illegally? You all plotted this, and you let them over here, planted them in the black communities, for instance, Technicolor, full of number of blacks. All of a sudden, they take and they had to start waiting outside. 100 Mexicans could be out, 100 blacks. They picked 90 Mexicans and 10 blacks. Eventually, blacks going to get tired of that. Don't turn this into a black and white thing. I'm just speaking facts. So what's going to happen? Eventually, we get pushed all the way back. Young black women selling their bodies, young black men selling dope, everything just gone crazy now. And they are not doing dope now. For those big-time drug dealers sitting way up in high places beyond the White House, Rothschilds, y'all know who I'm talking about, don't you? You decided to dilute the cocaine and the heroin and put nothing but chemicals out here on these streets. And these young brothers is taking this stuff and going zap, zap, man, crazy. They wasn't born like this. They're not born evil. You plant these things in our communities. People can't help but become addicted and get high, going through poverty and insanity. Word speaks of this. In the book of Proverbs, God said, give a dying man alcohol to kill his pain. Give a man in poverty wine to kill his miserableness. God knows we're going to inject things in our bodies. But for those of you who have injected this insanity, you're going to pay. It's just about that time. So why do everybody run to Donald Trump? You know why? Because Donald Trump feeds the people what they really want to hear. If Donald Trump was for real, he would probably be the best president ever came if he did the thing that he said. Donald Trump is not trying to do that. This is the lie that he's fooling you with. Think about it. First of all, anybody in their right mind would never tell somebody to take the oil. Why? Because you know it's going to be a war, and that's what he's trying to do. Next, you would never make these statements about Africans and go back to Africa and things like this. You see our pain, our hurt, you know? Why? Because you characterize as a racist. That's why people don't like you. But you know what? What make people cling to him? If Donald Trump did not have another agenda, I would vote for him. No, I wouldn't vote for Bernie Sanders. Why not? Bernie Sanders goes down on the border and tell our Mexican brothers and sisters, I promise you if you vote for me, I'm not going to send you back. Well, what the hell is black folks supposed to do for jobs, Bernie Sanders? Hillary Clinton ain't bringing none of these issues up. So Donald Trump is the only one that if he was for real, I would vote for him. But he's a liar. So guess what the word says? The word speaks about Donald Trump and his game that he's playing. But he's being led. He's that pale horse, y'all. He's been led by those who his riders. Y'all know the Rothschilds and all these, the Illuminati, all that stuff. If you don't see me again after this video, remember me on Memorial Day. Okay? I don't worry about none of them. Why? Because God is on my side. I know somebody that are many men really don't know. You understand? And you ask yourself, who am I then? Who is this man to come like this? Let me tell you something, black folks. When you know who you are in that Bible, the children of Israel, then you know your Moses is Dr. Martin Luther King. You know your Joshua is Jesse Jackson. You know your Elijah is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know that your John the Baptist is Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can call me a lie insane. You're going to see one day it's fixing to happen very soon. Don't worry about who I am. But I guarantee you, you don't want to mess with me because I got the power on my side. I don't have no power. That's what Jesus tell you. I don't have no power. But I know somebody that's got so much power that all the people in the world, you can't handle him or my mother, the Holy Ghost. You can't handle them. So I want you to remember this game that you played. Obama also. You Negroes talk about Obama and how much he this and whatever else. But how can anybody care about America, period? You want to take 11.5 million illegal immigrants and keep them here. Why don't you do this? Why don't you take and work it out with the Mexican government and say, look, man, we'll loan you all so many billions of dollars to help build your country up, to create jobs, to build homes, to build factories for jobs. We'll loan it to you with a small interest if you want to be a businessman. Donald Trump, I wish you could follow this. I wish you would repent to God for the statement that you made and really stand up for America to bring a change, because you could do this. Loan that government some money. Don't grab these folks and throw them up out of here, because they got used too. They couldn't help but come over here. They was hurting and starving. And if you loan them that money and open up the job for them over there, many of them would voluntarily go back home. Don't you think so? They want to be with their families, man. They have to send money back home and can't even see their loved ones, their children. But Donald Trump, you ought to turn this ship around, man. I'm telling you. You might would have a chance. See, you know the word too. You know it like I know. You know what the words say gonna happen to you all. That's why you're suicidal. That's why you act like you do. You don't really want to raise America up. You are following the prophecy in the Bible when it said, you wicked men, you would holler, rocks fall on me. I don't want to face the wrath of Jesus that's getting ready to take place. But how do you know, Donald Trump, that God won't have a mending heart for you? Because I got to say, he is the only one that could bring America to its feet if he was real with it. Because we do need to get illegal immigrants out of here. But not in no crazy tail way. There's a way to do things in peace. And I want to say this much, Donald Trump. When you talk about the Muslims, and trust me, let me say this first of all. To you Arab, a lot of you Muslims here, that you all put your stores in our communities, I don't like you either. You know why? Because you are no different than slave masters, black or white or whatever else. You came in our communities and jacked up prices like crazy on us, but the first thing you want to holler tell me, brother. And of course, you're not the only one. Because some black stores open up stores, blacks open up stores, and they charge us like crazy too. So it's all agreed thing. This is not a black and white thing, y'all. This is evil against good. Man's wickedness for money. Rich. Y'all Arab dog us so bad in the black community. It's pathetic. And you think Allah is going to be pleased with what you're doing? We already oppressed and poor. But then you want to stand up in the store and talk to us about the white man. Devils, I don't want to hear it. You see. And I want you to know something on Memorial Day. Remember the courage that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had, even though you have to understand the things he was going through and had been through. You think he's pleased with the wickedness that you're doing here in America? Those of you who are Muslims that came over here? But I want to tell you this, Donald Trump. Don't play that little silly game about terrorists, Muslims did 9/11. You know that's a lie. Americans did it. Some of the top CIA agents have turned informants and made videos on how America blew those towers down because there was a plan. It's like playing chess. There was a plan up ahead. And that plan was when George Bush Jr. got in there. He attacked Iraq for that oil, using that 9/11 as an excuse. Y'all better go on and Google up internet, people, and look at this stuff. And you'll see it for yourself. I think we all need to repent. That needs me too. I should have done a video a long time ago, but maybe this is one of the best ways. I want to have a memory on Memorial Day. I want you to have a memory for John Burko, another white brother who's not talked about in history. This man took a chance with his life. Go down on 2nd Street here in Memphis, Tennessee, and go to this house called Slave Haven. This was one of the richest white men in Memphis. And he took and used to go down there and buy slaves, build an underground tunnel, and help our people to escape back to Africa. You see, we need to have some real memories. Or not just real memories, but let's take a look at this entire situation. Let's remember our police officers who are good-hearted ones, who have fallen, have left their families being servants in this doggone country, while those who sitting at the top don't give a damn about them. So you see, as long as us and the police officers are fighting each other, oh, they love this. Brothers and sisters, there are some officers who do suffer from PTSD. And there are some who has the hood on their head. It's racist and doggish. But there are also some blacks who ain't no good, and some police officers, period. Stop looking at the bad of folks and look at the good of the ones on there. That's what you got to look at. Stop judging somebody because he got a uniform on and he a police. Damn, foolish ones. Who the hell else is putting their life on their line for us? What the hell would our communities be like? Who has the courage to come on video and to go all out in the world and speak like I will? I bet this video won't go viral. Y'all make all this bull crap go viral, but you won't put this as a viral video. So on Memorial Day, remember the firemen, man, that have given their lives going into a house to try to save somebody else. Yes, remember the ones who have stood for America and have given their lives, period. We can stop and bring a change before my daddy get here, y'all. And that's God. We better do something. We better stop playing these games. And it's sad, man, that when I talked about this before, my own people rejected me. You really crucified the hell out of me. But every day I'm constantly seeing us getting killed. And there are solutions to it. And it's not locking them up. Better think about the privacy. Closing black schools, doing this to us, doing that to us. But you got all kind of other money to waste. You don't have to make people integrate to get along. People with love in their heart, they can live in their own community. They're going to get along with you anyway. As long as you act respectful. But you play this money game. And it's so tough putting the drugs in our community. Is it true, Bill Clinton? Are the things they say about you, Hillary Clinton, is it true? Put it out there. People need to look at this stuff. What have you or Bernie Sanders said that you really going to do for America to bring them to their feet? So why do you think so many people are supporting Donald Trump? Had he not made the statement that he made, I would too. But you know what? Donald Trump, I don't have any fear of you. I got fear of my father for being so good to me And if I would be afraid to speak out, I bet you Minister Farrakhan won't come get me and let me speak. You see, I tried to here in Memphis. Tried to start these movements, man. You don't have a solution to stop this killing. You don't have a solution to bring America up. That's what we need to look at. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter. Man, y'all got so angry at these polices. But damn, how come y'all ain't angry at us killing each other, though? Come on, don't get big. I don't care if you're mad at me. I don't give a damn. I care about a little bitty little girl just got shot and killed here in Memphis. Care about a girl getting ready to graduate from Booker T. High school just got damn killed. Shit. So what the hell is wrong with us? What would Jesus say? If I'm this thing, how the hell you think God feel about us black folks? Let's stop flogging and perpetrating with this bull crap. Man. The word says that after Donald Trump comes Jesus. It don't say he's going to be president, but he's the last one that this focus was on. That's Revelation 6 chapter. First horse, Bill Clinton. Second horse, George Bush Jr. Third horse, Obama. Last horse, Donald Trump. I'm going to shut it down, man, in my heart, wishing. I wish this video would go viral. I wish I could stand up and get out. Maybe one day my father let me. But then again, it was written that in the end I would be slain. And that's the way I feel. I feel dead. Every day I look up and I'm waiting. Who's next to die? Remember that. Later.